Welcome back. Well, for the markets, we have the mid-cap index, which is still reeling under pressure, down around 1.5%. The advanced decline ratio standing at around 1:5. Let's talk about specific companies, and let's in fact focus on Ugro Capital. The company has come out with a clarification on their public issuances of NCDs, where they say that a SEBI order, JM Financial, is not in connection with the NCD's public issuance. To discuss more on this development and the business, we have with us Sachindra Nath, who's the founder and the MD of Ugro Capital, joining in now. Mr. Nath, thank you very much for taking the time out. If you could just give us a clarification with regards to the public issue of NCDs of Ugro Capital, which was where the BRLM was JM Financial. Give us a sense in terms of what you wanted to clarify. What were the key concerns here?
So, as you're aware that SEBI came up with an order, with respect to JM Financial with some other issue around a year back, wherein they have alleged that JM financed, some of the clients and bought back those NCD and then sold again. And as soon as that announcement came, and it just coincided with the closure of a 200 crore of public issue of debt of Ugro, which JM was the sole lead manager, we were getting the host of queries from media, public market investors, our lenders. So we took a written clarification from JM that they have not financed any of the subscriber to the issue, and we just announced, made that clarification to the stock exchange.
All right. So that point is well taken. Now, on business itself, a lot of people were pinning hopes on growth. You've given us tall growth targets as well, with regards to your disbursements in this year, close to 9,000 to 10,000 crores. What people want to know is the operating leverage, because you've also been front-loading your investments, and as a result of which your cost-to-income ratio has been much higher than the industry. What's your target cost-to-income ratio going forward, and what kind of pre-operative operating profit margins can you be at? Pre-provision operating profit margins?
Of course. So as I've been saying, Ugro is a 5-year-old company. It it raised significant amount of capital. It went through the cycle of DHFL, Yes Bank, and then COVID crisis. But it built all of its digital infrastructure, physical infrastructure, and liability infrastructure. And that's why our income to OPEX ratio in 2022-23 was roughly around 72%, and it came down to 52% Our target is to bring it to 45% in next 8 quarters, and it is happening sequentially. So, and it is happening. There are multiple levers to that. While this whole year we have maintained whatever was our exit of March 23, and that we have maintained for whole year, so that we don't have to invest incremental OPEX, and that's why if you look, exit March 23 was at 550 crore, and we'll exit March 24 also at 550 crore. Now it's the time when I think incremental disbursement would grow up a little bit without much incremental OPEX. So our operating leverage would continue to play out, while now we are also simultaneously focused in building our more granular infrastructure. So as you know that we had 75 micro branches. We have now again loaded another 75 branches, would be up and running by March of this year, this month. And now we have taken call that given the granular economy of MSME in tier 2, tier 3 town is still quite buoyant, we will increase this plus location. But we don't see that to drag our operating expenses too much. So I think that you'll continue to see the same trajectory. Our target is this 550 crore of monthly volume to go up. The first target is to take it to 750 and eventually to 1,000 crore. Now we have to balance it depending upon what the macro is. So the macro narrative around NBFC is fairly negative, which means liability is a little slower. Fortunately for us, our liability side is very diversified. So we raise money from public market, DFIs, banks, and we are one of the largest co-lending partners to the banks. So hopefully we should be able to maintain both the growth and the operating leverage.
Okay. Are you in line with your guidance of 9,000 to 10,000 crores in terms of disbursements in FY24 and your credit cost guidance of 2%? Just leave us with this.
Yes. So AUM, as I've been saying, I don't know, rightfully or wrongfully, we put a very high aspirational number for ourselves. That is more for us. And then we try to achieve that. So I think so we would be, on the lower band between 9,000 to 10,000 crore. So we have publicly said that on current run rate basis, we should be, I think so, midway point somewhere between the two numbers. And I think so our profit number would, whatever we have guided, we will achieve that. And then we'll take how the next year comes for us.
And there's no risk to this because of RBI's action on fintechs, because you also have partnered with some 35 fintechs and some NBFCs.
Yeah. So, we recently published, we will be now publishing what we call the first industry report with DNB, which we call MSME Sampark. We have been saying this to the banks, media, and mainline institution. MSME acha hai. Because the underpinning micro enterprises business resilience is at the best right now. There are systematic shift of formalization of MSME economy, generational shift, and resilience is much stronger. So we continue to believe that like you have seen a decade of consumer financing growth, you'll see this decade of an MSME financing growth. Our partners are all in MSME financing. We don't do unsecured loans, in consumption-led loans. We don't do any gold loan. We don't do consumer financing. We don't do personal loan. We are a 100% MSME dedicated company. We use data and technology and our physical infrastructure to underwrite our customers.
All right, we're going to leave it on that note. Thanks very much for joining in and speaking with us. So that's YouGrow Capital. Need to take a short break. Up next, we'll discuss Cipla, the top loser on the Nifty.